Minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here today. Ms. Hougen, the third pillar of the Big Tech Accountability Platform is addressing Big Tech's relationship with China. Much of the information you brought forward discusses the challenges associated with Facebook's business model and how it chooses content that users see on their platform, which leads to many of the harms that the platform causes today. We're looking at this issue all across Big Tech, not just on Facebook. One of the platforms we're paying close attention to, as you know, is TikTok. Reports suggest that TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, coordinates with the Chinese Communist Party to facilitate abuses against Uyghur Muslims and pressure United States-based employees to censor videos that the Chinese Communist Party finds culturally problematic or critical of the Chinese Communist Party. How does TikTok's platform business model make it ripe for being censored by China?
That is a wonderful question. So I often get asked questions about the difference between personal social media, which is what Facebook is, you're connecting with your family and friends, and what I call broadcast social media, where people create in order to get reach. TikTok is specifically designed with no contract between the viewer and the content they receive. You get shown things, you don't know exactly why you got shown them. And the way Facebook or TikTok works is they push people towards a very limited number of pieces of content. You can probably run 50% of everything that's viewed every day with a few thousand pieces of content per day. That system was designed that way so that you could censor it. Like when it was in China, they're intentionally set up so that humans can look at that high distribution content and choose what goes forward or not. TikTok is designed to be censored.
Okay, thank you. And question for you, Ms. Frederick. Your testimony makes clear that holding Big Tech accountable means increasing transparency into their practices. You also have a background in national security. We don't know how TikTok monitors its platforms or censors its content. They could easily be doing the bidding of the Chinese Communist Party, and we wouldn't know anything about it. How do you do you have recommendations on how we can increase Big Tech's transparency? For example, how do we know if the content viewed by Americans on TikTok isn't spreading communist propaganda?
I would say incentivize transparency. Certain companies of their own volition right now, they give quarterly reports on how they interact with law enforcement, how they employ their community standards, but other tech companies are not doing this. So there has to be some teeth when you incentivize that transparency among tech companies. And when it comes to TikTok in particular, as you said, parent company headquartered in Beijing, you have to assume that they are beholden to the CCP in this instance. The governance atmosphere of China, the 2017 cybersecurity law, the national security laws, basically say that whatever private companies do, whatever data they ingest, however they interact, all of it is subject to the CCP when it comes knocking. So in my estimation, I don't believe any American right now should be on TikTok. And there are social contagion elements there as well. The algorithm, their secret sauce, it is crazily wants user engagement. And 9 to 11-year-olds, parents were surveyed. And of 9 to 11-year-old Americans, these parents said 30% of them are on TikTok. This is more than Instagram, this is more than Facebook, this is more than Snap. So when we think about the formation of our young minds in this country, we have to understand that ByteDance, that a Beijing-based company, has their hooks in our children, and we need to act accordingly.
So you say that the parents are saying that 30% of their children are on TikTok.
30% of parents say that their children are on TikTok. 9 to 11-year-olds in particular. So
I'd say that there's probably another 30% that don't know what their kids are looking at. I mean, I think it's a lot higher number than 30 in my opinion.
TikTok's hyper-amplification algorithms also make it even more addictive than TikTok because they can choose the absolute purest addictive content and spread it to the most audience. So I agree with her. This is a very dangerous thing, and it's affecting very young children.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, thank you for holding this hearing today, and thank you all for your participation here today. I really, really appreciate it because it's a very, very serious subject, as we all know. And, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.